Sitting down to watch a game is an American pastime, but betting on one is one of its most controversial debates. As pro leagues have been rocked by match-fixing scandals, the arrival of an online frontier in daily fantasy sports, and the contentious debate over gambling's place in the world of sports, we started a year-long journey in Vegas to get in on the fight to legalize sports betting.
Oh, no, I hate that.
Gambling is a passion. It's an addiction. For some, it's a job. Today, it's one of America's biggest legal questions. Yet people have been betting on games since the beginning. But no amount of laws have kept sports betting within its city limits, earning its reputation as an American tradition that lives on the black market. Even as legislators today attempt to change the current laws, sports betting is still only legal in Nevada and 3 other states. So with billions of gambled dollars flowing offshore, we headed to Vegas during Super Bowl 49 to see how the pros bet on the Seahawks and the Pats.
Yeah! Super Bowl, baby! Yeah!
How do you classify this day, Super Bowl Sunday, in your business?
For me, it's like Christmas. The nation celebrates the fact that we love to bet on sports.
You have a very involved science, it looks like.
No, this is art. There's a math element of betting propositions, but there's also an art element. That's what I love about handicapping, is that there's absolutely a math side to it. That if you're not paying attention to the math, you're gonna get slapped around pretty good. But when it comes to actually making the decisions of which is the right one to pull the trigger on for any given wager, that's all art. Who do you like today?
I like the Seahawks today. I feel like they have the best opportunity on both sides of the ball to win the football game.
And me too.
Okay.
I think Seattle is a little bit better than New England.
Normally, Super Bowl Sunday, there's a lot of betting opportunities. For a guy like myself, it's a pretty sharp guy. I'm against the public, so my bets aren't pretty. They're ugly. People don't like my bets. People come in with jerseys, they're yelling and screaming. There's no emotion in what I do.
I'm sitting here looking, like begging for that line to move back down. This is just 110% Super Bowl. So it's really confusing to novice bettors. Just like this book, like
Me.
You step into the Superbook and you're surrounded by numbers, and almost all of it revolves around the line, a mathematical point spread between 2 teams. So you're not just betting on who wins and who loses, but specifically how much better one team is than the other. However confusing it seems, one thing is clear. Your bet's got no chance if you haven't done your homework.
-1/2.
-1/2.
That wins by 3, you get great odds. Either one wins by 3, you get great odds. You gotta look it up on a proposition.
All right.
Yes, take a look.
71-10, $500 on Seahawks -7.5.
Okay, I'm gonna bet $100.
We talked to the pros
say
every
one.
morning. There's no passion. This is business. They like Seattle,
All right?
That's basic cable money.
so that's where I'm going.
Be careful with it.
You read the betting number, and then tell them how much you want to put on.
The over for $50. What's a good number?
You can put $100 on that.
$100?
Yeah.
All right.
You can put $100 on that. There will be no homeless shelter for us tonight.
Bets were being placed minute to minute through the entire game. And while in-game wagering was continuing on the floor, we were introduced to Jay Cornegie, the vice president of the Westgate Superbook. Jay's at the center of the machine that is sports betting in Las Vegas. And from what we saw backstage, it's a well-oiled one.
There's a lot more conversation nationally about the idea of making what you do here legal in more states than just Nevada.
The state of Nevada only represents about 1.5% of everything that's wagered on these games. It's already going on. So why not go ahead and regulate it and tax it?
How much do you think is being wagered illegally on something like the Super Bowl?
Well, I've heard estimates about $3.8 billion, just billion.
With a B.
Yeah, B. It makes our $119 million look pretty small.
The Westgate is one of several Vegas betting sites running the massive amount of action on Super Bowl Sunday. But there's no smoke and mirrors here. All day, they've created a line that's changed as wildly as this up and down game. And now, all that swinging money's come down to one play in the fourth. The Seahawks are on the 1-yard line, and we need them to score.
Oh, man. Oh, no, I hate that. How can you not give it to Lynch then? I mean, how can you not go to Lynch? How can you not go to your money player? How can you not go to the money? Oh, my God. Wow.
Well, that sucked. How much money just went back and forth? An infinite amount.
Unbelievable, life-changing money for maybe the continent. Tens of billions, maybe 100 billion, tens of billions of dollars. I think we should still go out and get a steak, though.
We had 3 of the best coaches in town, and it didn't matter. The pros, they know it's a grind. They have to win 54% of the time to turn a profit. But with 300,000 tourists in town for the game, the local economy surged. So states like New Jersey, where sports betting is illegal, see opportunity.
I'm in Atlantic City, and I'm standing in front of 2 shuttered casinos. That's the Showboat, and that's the Revel Casino. The Revel was built for $2.4 billion, and it shut down in 2 years. We're gonna find out what sports betting might mean to the revitalization of this place.
Federal government banned sports betting in the early 90s. It's an underground economy. It's over $300 billion a year. FBI says maybe even $500 billion a year. Illegal betting in the United States. Let's bring that above the ground, let's regulate it, and let people enjoy it.
If New Jersey is able to implement sports betting legally, how does that affect your state?
We have 10,000 people out of work in Atlantic City. Final Four weekend, Super Bowl week, any big event, you can't get a room in Las Vegas. Atlantic City is a ghost town. Over 10,000 jobs at stake. That's huge for a state like New Jersey. That's huge for any state.
The fight for legalization is a fight for changing perception, for shining a clear and honest light on a shadowy world, leaving outspoken voices like the Dallas Mavericks' Mark Cuban saying what's on everyone's minds.
I've always been in favor of legalizing betting on basketball. Culturally, it's acceptable. It's ingrained into who we are. You can go to Las Vegas and bet, so it just seems not quite right. It just seems pretty hypocritical that, you know, everything we do is geared and allowed towards betting. We talk about our pools, we talk about March Madness, and yet it's illegal. And so, you know, when you see hypocrisy, when I see hypocrisy like that, it just makes perfect sense just to say it's stupid.
People are realizing that you can't have a $300 to $500 billion underground industry continue without allowing states to have it and legalize it.
How long do you think it'll take for us to see legalization?
I really don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see a federal blanket legalization of sports betting.
Yeah.
The fantasy, yes.
No, I mean sports betting.
Yeah, the sports betting, I just don't see it.
If the laws are open enough for gambling, then all kinds of new products will be created. And the real future of gambling as it pertains to sports isn't who will win, it isn't prop bets. I don't even think it's daily fantasy, even though that's going to be strong for a while. I think it's going to be something that we haven't seen yet because it's going to be something that hasn't been invented yet.
You know what? This is America. You can't legislate morality. There will always be betting. There has always been betting. It's just a matter of whether the government will say, you guys got to hide it, or whether they're going to bring it out in the open and let people play at a level playing field.